Okay, so the basic regular expression syntax, the simplest thing you can match is a character itself. So here the letter A would just match the letter A, matching a single character. That's a part of a regular expression, but it's almost obvious, right? Another key one is this dot. This will match any character except a new line. So we'll see some additional classes in a second. Another operation that we have is this alternation. So this A bar B would match A or B. So here we're going to match either the first or the second part, and this could be longer expressions separated by a bar. And character classes. So again, when we have something in brackets, it will match any of the characters in that class. And when you kind of have to play around with this to get comfortable with it, but some of these special characters, like the period, when it's in a class, when it's in brackets, it will be treated like a period, as opposed to when it's outside of a class, it's just treated like the normal meaning, which is matching any character. You can also, so this example would match B, G, or H, or a period. We can also specify ranges of values, so this would match from B to H inclusive, so B, C, D, E, F, G, H. We can match all the lowercase letters, that would be A to Z. We could match B, C, and dash, like this. So here's an example. When the dash is between two letters, it's at range, but when it's at the end of the set of letters, it's not. It takes some getting used to see how these things are treated, but that's sort of the simple way. Rather than having to escape this dash character or this period, they're just put in a place in the character class where they can only mean one thing. And if there's also this option to negate a character class. So inside the brackets, you put this this caret or hat symbol before the class of characters. It will negate that thing, so it will match anything except those characters. Now, one note about this caret or hat character, it has a special meaning in a regular expression. So when it's not in brackets, and is put at the front of a regular expression, it will match the start of a line. So you want to match a string at the start of the line, you can use that. Now, there are so these are sort of special user-defined classes. You can make any class you want, and sometimes for sanity or readability, you want to use those even if there's a simpler alternative. But there are some simpler alternatives. So there's for example, instead of typing 0 to 9, you could type \lowercase d, and that would match any digit character. Similarly, if you wanted to negate that class, you want to match anything but a digit character, you can either use this caret or hat before the character class, or you can use a \uppercase capital D, or \capital D, and that would negate that class. So it would match anything but a digit. Same thing for word character. So this \lowercase w is any word character, which is basically what we call alphanumerics plus underscore. So this would be lowercase A to Z, uppercase A to Z, and 0 through 9, and underscore. Whereas any non-word character would be negating that class, and that's specified by a capital W. And then there are several special characters. There's a space, which is just specified by a space, or a return, or a tab, or a new line. And these are all specified by a \s. And so to negate that, any non-space character, uh, sorry, this is. You can see also here we have this tabular format in Markdown. So this is how you would make a table in Markdown. And these pound signs before the title specify the level of the title. There's different tiers of titles. So anyway, just some Markdown syntax. But so those are these predefined character classes. And then we also saw there are these multipliers. So star will match 0 or more instances, plus will match 1 or more instances, and question mark will match 0 or 1 instance. So I've noted here there's also this bracket notation. So instead of putting after a segment of your regular expression, and this could either be a single character or a character class or an expression that's in parentheses. Any one of those three things would highlight the regular expression, and we'll see if we have a good example of that. Yeah. So here's an example where we have an A to a Z, so a capital letter followed by a lowercase letter, and that same expression found 3 times. So we've in curly brackets or curly braces, we put the number of times we're looking to see something. So that would be this notation here. We're going to match this thing exactly 2 times, and so that could again either be placed after a single character or a single character class, either using one of these special constructs or the class itself, or it can be placed after a bigger expression that's in parentheses. So we can find it a range of times. We can either say we want to find it from 0 or more times, so it would be 0, comma, blank, and we use a star for that, or we can say we want to find it 1, comma, blank, which would be 1 or more times, or 0 or 1, so we can just specify 0 or 1, or an exact number, say 2, or 2 or more, or from 1 to 3. So these are all ways to say how many times am I going to find that regular expression in a row in my string. There's also ways to capture matches. So so parentheses serve actually 2 purposes. They can group an expression, but they can also capture that thing. So whatever matches that part of the expression will be kind of stored in the computer's memory, and then you can use that to like replace or print or do something with that substring that matched. And depending on the language you're using, you can either use a backslash or a $ to actually capture or display the value. There are also anchors. So if you want to match the beginning of a string, you would use this caret or hat symbol at the beginning of the string, versus if you want to match the end of the string, you can use this $.